Miami hockey head coach Chris Bergeron as the Miami hockey team prepares for a home series versus Western Michigan this weekend. Coach, obviously 2 great wins this weekend. How do you feel about the play against Western Michigan, and what do you guys take out of it?
I thought our play against Western Michigan was good. They're a really good team. Their forwards are really good. They come at you. They're big. They can skate. I thought we scored goals, which is good. We haven't scored a bunch of goals like that over the course of the weekend. 8 goals. Well, I know the one was empty net, but that doesn't matter to me. Nice to see the power play have a big day yesterday. Nice to see our penalty kill have a good day. Anytime you go into Western Michigan and win 2 games, I don't care. Fans, no fans. Beginning of January, end of the year, it doesn't matter. Those are 2 big wins for a team that's trying to learn how to win. So happy with the results for sure. Always things we can get better at, and we'll go back to work tomorrow.
Obviously, we have our first games at home this season, this weekend. Is the team ready to play at home for the first time?
Well, they're going to have to be. We have a game at home on Friday, so we'll be ready come Friday. Obviously, everybody likes playing at home more than they like playing on the road, and we've been on the road enough this crazy year. And the other thing is, for the first time, some of their parents will get to see them play live, at least as of today. So that's a good thing. So I know our kids are excited for that.
And playing at home, I think you maybe saw, and you saw it certainly in the pod, Chris, but certainly at Lawson Ice Arena, you saw what the home ice advantage is not going to be in that it wasn't rowdy, it wasn't the typical Lawson. That kind of plays into the visiting team a little bit, doesn't it?
It can, Bake. Unfortunately, and this is I'm not trying to take us down a negative path, but unfortunately, the vibe in our building isn't what I remember. The closest thing to that was our last weekend at home against Omaha last year. Right. But the other series at home, the vibe wasn't what you and I or Wads or the people that were here, at least when I was here before, what that vibe was like. We got to get that vibe back. Now, Lawson, that place is rocking and rolling with the students there. There's no doubt about it. And this weekend, I said this to Wads on Sunday, that when they scored that first goal on Saturday, in the past, you've seen that turn into 2-0 and 3-0, bang, 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 just because of the vibe and the students and so on. That wasn't there. Yesterday, we went down 1-0 again. Again, that wasn't that momentum. We were able to kind of get it back because the building was still pretty quiet. So it's definitely a new world when it comes to that home ice advantage, quote unquote. Hopefully, we'll get more of a home ice advantage this weekend than it proved that Western was able to take last weekend. But again, as I said to Ali, I know our kids are excited to be home and play in this rink, and we'll see how we do.
Coach, I want to ask you about this past weekend, the power play, and kind of the same time having the new player, Joe Cassette, getting a chance to be in there as well. And he scored 2 power play goals in the Sunday game as well. What's different about the power play now? Obviously, you're not going to go 1 for 27 at a pace like that all year. But right now, you're also at a pretty good pace. I think you're 4 for your last 11, so around 40% as well. So somewhere in the middle is going to be where you want to be. But what's Joey Cassette mean to that?
Well, he means a bunch, Wads. I mean, we knew, no offense or no disrespect to Gordy Green, but we knew we had a pretty good power play returning this year. Unfortunately, we got off to a slow start in the pod. That starts, in our opinion, with certain players on the power play playing better, which this past weekend they did. Joey's really good on faceoffs, probably a little bit underrated there. So that's where it starts on the power play, is winning that initial draw and then zone time. But I look at Dashke, Barry, and Gilling first and foremost. I thought they had a good weekend. Our very first power play on Saturday night was really good. We didn't score, but it was really good. We got rewarded the second power play with a big time shot by Dashke, and then yesterday we kind of carried that momentum. Joey's a big body in front of the net. He keeps plays alive. He's got a good stick. stick in front of the net to tip pucks and to basically clean up rebounds and garbage, which is what he was able to do yesterday. So I think he brings a lot. The other thing he brings a personality. Joey Cassetti's a guy that's played college hockey, played 3 years as a junior before that. He played 2 years at the U.S. program. I think he's really happy to be at Miami, and he brings a personality to him, and I think that can only help. So there's lots of layers that he brings to the group, but I do think that first unit starts with Barry, Dashke, and Gilling being on top of their game and playing the way they're capable of playing.
I think we also need to touch on, once again, Ludwig Pearson. 2 more solid starts, and you made the decision to go with him for both games on this weekend as well. How's that going to play out moving forward, and what do you think of the play in his first 7 games?
Well, as I told you on Saturday or Sunday, Wads, I think he's been the better goaltender this far. So we're going to go the 1-1 situation is until somebody plays their way into a number 1 role or out of the 1-1. And we're going to look more of the first and say that Ludwig has played his way to our number 1 goalie position. He is a worker. So anybody that's around the boy realizes that this isn't a fluke. This isn't games. It's every day. It's days off. He's got a plan. It's everyday practice. He's got a plan. He played well. We want to win the goaltending battle every night. This weekend we did that, and he's played his way into that number 1 role. And I'm not saying who's starting on Friday night, but that's what's going into the decisions. Has one guy outplayed the other? And at this point, we think one guy has.
One final thing, the uniqueness of the scheduling this year, playing 4 straight games. You touched about playing at Western Michigan. Now they come here as well. Having just beat them twice up there, what's the mindset going to be as you go into this series? You each know each other very, very well now, having played so intimately the last 2 games.
Our mindset, Wads, is not going to change. We want to be the best version of ourselves come Friday night. How do we do that? That we're willing to prepare starting tomorrow, and even go as far as today for the guys to hopefully they're resting, physically, mentally, getting a rest, and we'll start to prepare tomorrow. But that's what it's going to come down to is our willingness to prepare so we can be the best version of ourselves come Friday night. The process is going to matter. Special teams, blah, blah, all the things that always matter. The fact that we know this team really doesn't change our approach. Our approach is to take care of us and make sure we're right. And that's going to be the same this week. And I'm sure Western Michigan's going to be the same. They're going to be hungry to make it right or whatever, try to get a win that they weren't able to get last weekend. And we're going to have to be ready because, like I said, they're a really good team. We got outchanced both nights. There's lots of room for improvement where we're concerned.